Yeah, save all my comments for you until we start going live, because I was just watching it again on my way home.
Oh, yeah? Want to hear your thoughts about it?
Gilly, it's fine, man. I crop this stuff out when I put the live one on, or the real episode. He says he can hear us talking. I don't give a shit about that.
Drifting through the void, no gravity grip. Space Corp saga on a cosmic trip. No breath to take, but memories steep. Searching for the chainsaw in the galaxy deep. Stars blink, the silence loud. Stony Wayne, Minnesota proud. Magic chainsaw, got the cosmic glow. Gonna bring it back, gotta let them know. Space Corps goes orbiting by. Harvest moon in the cosmic sky. Stony holding breath in time. Chainsaw quest in a stellar rhyme. Past the nebulous misty smoke. Chasing myths, never broke. Zombie hero in a spacesuit shell. Searching for a song, rock through hell. Dim lights, planets and moons alone. Alive, chainsaw's power, a magic sign. Echoes of the past in the endless black. No turning back, in space we hack. Space Corps goes orbiting by. Oh, Space Corps floating high, forever in the endless sky. It died but never said goodbye. Space Corps goes orbiting by.
Hey, what's going on, Space Cadet Nation? It's your boy Stoney coming to you live from the TCM Museum of Minnesota. Good afternoon, good evening. It's goddamn Friday night. We're going to kick off the podcast, kick off the weekend. Welcome to the Space Corps podcast. Of course, we can't be here without the sponsors of the show, Mr. Brett Gill. Gilly, the co-producer of the Space Corps podcast now, by the way. TCM Fan Club is live. If you are any kind of a fan of the chainsaw, you have to check out this website. It's free. There's no bullshit. It's anything, everything Texas Chainsaw that you would ever care to know. Check it out. Plus, it's got that awesome fan forum. So for us old fuckers that used to be on message boards, predating MySpace, Facebook, and all that, you're going to find kind of a nostalgic feel on there with some little newer bells and whistles, maybe to hook in the younger kids a little bit. But make sure you guys check that stuff out. And then, of course, if you like to support the show, go to spacecorpspodcast.com. Check out the merch page. I just got up the brand new Space Corps shirt that you see there for only $20. Some of us bigger fellas like me, it might be extra couple bucks for the extra, the extra yards of fabric to cover our fat asses. But check it out. If you want any little bit of the sales, comes right back into the show and get better microphones and all this type of stuff. So if you want to support, go ahead. If not, you don't got to spend money. You could just share the page or something, tell your friends about it. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm really excited tonight. Once again, we've got a baller guest on. Without further ado, we've got Mr. Steve Merlo, the director of the Sawyer Massacre. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Thanks for having me.
Ooh, dude, thank you, man. I was kind of telling you right off air, I was watching this again on my way home, getting jacked up and driving 75, 80 miles an hour. And I go, I really shouldn't be doing this, but I can't help it, man.
That's awesome.
So how long has it been out now? I didn't even check the time.
A few years, just over 3 years now. Yeah, it was 2022 that we released it. The October 2022 we released it and made it earlier that year.
Yeah,
in Texas, but in March.
Okay.
And I'm not actually from Texas. I'm from Canada. I'm from Western Canada.
Yes.
And I was like, let's go to Texas in March because it won't be too hot at that point.
Right. I know.
I thought to myself, okay, it's not going to be too hot. And we get there and it was freezing. I was like, I thought it was going to be like mild. I thought it was going to be warm, but we we actually had to cancel one of our shoot days because there was
Really?
a massive storm. It was cold, and there was tornadoes after we left. Right after we left, we
Holy
took
crap.
off back to Canada.
Uh,
And, yeah, it was crazy, but I'll never forget that experience.
oh,
At least
that's
we didn't
wild.
have to worry about any snakes or anything like that shooting out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Oh, right. Well, I'm from Minnesota, so I
Okay.
definitely feel you with with the northern side there,
Yeah.
where it's like I've never been there yet. And of course, just me being such a big fan of the franchise, I'm like, that's like Mecca. I got to get down there one of these days, but I'm like, it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be like something else out there. But I think it's so funny because my day job, I work as I'm a tool director for an electrical contractor, and we do
Okay.
nationwide work. Well, we were doing the Tesla plant down in Texas, and so we had a bunch of our people from Minnesota going down there and working it. And then all of a sudden they got hit with like an ice storm or something, and they were in Austin, I think, and the guys were just cracking up because they're like, it was the like lightest dusting of snow and like freezing
Yeah.
rain, where they're like, the city shuts down. I mean, nobody has a 4-wheel drive vehicle, because why would you out there, and they're just like, it was so funny. But they rented trucks from up north, so they had 4-wheel. They're like, dude, the whole town was ours the whole night, and that was just so funny. I'm
Wow.
like,
That's
but
amazing.
oh, that's so cool. So did you shoot all of it in Texas then, or just
Yep.
certain parts?
No, all of it was shot in Texas. We were on a very strict schedule. It was supposed to be a 10-day shooting schedule, but it ended up being 9 because we lost a day of shooting.
Whoa.
But yeah,
You did
it
all that
was.
in 10 days, 9 days?
That's what you do when you got no money.
Holy
Yeah,
shit. You guys didn't
yeah.
sleep at all.
I didn't. I tried my best to let the cast and crew get as much sleep as they could, but man, it was
Whoa.
when you shoot a movie for under 50 grand, any movie that for under that much, you're just you are penny pinching any way you can, because it's just
Sure.
it's tough, especially a period
Wow.
piece like ours. It's amazing how much I get crap from people saying, "Oh my God, that truck's got the rims on it that are new," and like, "Oh my God, we had no freaking money. This was all we could get." At least
Yeah.
the car itself was time period accurate.
Right.
All the vehicles were time period accurate, except the damn rims come back to haunt me on that
Yeah,
truck
dude.
every time.
Well, and so that was one thing as I was watching again today, I go, how just having to also have that in the back of your mind or in the front of your mind probably is that, like, hey, we the first thing you do is you establish the time period of this movie. And in my head as a viewer, I'm like, okay, are they going to be wearing like modern clothes? Is there going to be that little slip up somewhere about all the vehicles that started coming in, and I'm just like, man, that made me think right there. I go, how do I want to phrase this question? Does that almost like make you go, ugh, from a budget standpoint? Because all of a sudden that's got to be more expensive, trying to find, an older car like that versus just any random car, right?
It is, and the whole vehicle situation was so tough. It was so tough, and we got lucky in some cases and not so lucky in other cases. And originally when we were like just days away from shooting, we actually had like 7 old vehicles lined up,
Okay.
and all of a sudden the night before, one person canceled, and they had 2 vehicles, so it was like, okay, we're down to 5 now. so we went from 7 to 5, and then that same night the production manager is like, okay, you got to drive with me to this other place in Texas to go pick up these vehicles. So we're picking them up and we're driving them ourselves, which is a big no-no, by the way. You shouldn't do that. They should always be in charge of their own vehicles, but we did, and one of them wouldn't start, so we're down more vehicles. And then we had a no-show on the day of filming, and I think we were down to 2 vehicles that day, and we needed 5. We actually needed 5 for the movie, and I had to improvise, and I was on the horn a lot of that first day of filming, just trying to find somebody with a car, and I had to pay the higher price, unfortunately, because
Right.
you
Of
got to do what
course.
you do. But still, we only had 3 actual shooting vehicles that we got to work with, other than the vehicles that are just kind of laying around at that gas station, because
Yeah.
that guy was a car collector, but he wouldn't let us touches cars. So
Sure.
but at least they're there and they look nice. But
Well,
we
and like
made
you're
it
saying, like
work.
letting people, them letting you drive the vehicles and stuff. I mean,
I
it's just
know.
like, what kind
I
of
get in this old
insurance do you not have on that?
I get in this old 1950s car. I'm driving this thing. I've never driven a car this old, and it is really weird to drive these old cars. And the fact that it would just kept, every time you stop the car, it would start up again. And I've never driven in Texas before, so I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to drive this anymore. I think we'll find a way around it, and we'll just take the one car that these guys have, and we'll figure out something else. I felt like that was a huge liability.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't do it, but but if I'm being totally honest about the vehicles, the rims don't bother me, but I'm not much of a car guy.
Yeah.
So me personally, they don't bother. They bother a lot of people, and that I get that. I totally understand why.
Sure.
But man, there's some other, like even the remake of Texas Chainsaw
Yeah.
Massacre had some time period inaccuracies.
Sure. Some discrepancies, right?
And that's intentional. That's kind of it. Like I've learned working in the film industry that they do try to make a balance of, the time period it took place and the time period that it came out, so you get something
Sure.
that people can relate to. So you see some of their outfits kind of look, a little bit more modernized, and they're
Sure.
using modern lingo and all this kind of stuff. I get that too, but at the
Yeah.
same time, if it takes place in 1973, it should take place in 1973.
Yeah.
But to the best that you can. When you're on a budget, there's only so much you can do.
Of course. And I think that there's definitely some mental forgiveness, knowing that this is not some Hollywood big budget, whatever. We're like, this is, I mean, it's, I don't know, I don't know if that's a negative term to put it, but this is a fan film, right? I mean,
Yeah,
this
it's
is,
a fan.
And God bless you for doing it, man. Because that's one thing I want to say right off the bat is that not only, like, we'll talk, how I feel really about the movie, but just in general, the fact that as a fan of the franchise, you being able to produce a piece that adds to the universe of it is just amazing. Because luckily for TCM, we've gotten movies throughout the years. It's not just we're holding on to two from the 70s and 80s. Luckily it's coming along, but still, our appetites are for more. We want more, and the second that we can get something extra, whether it's I thought it was awesome. So I really appreciate you spending your time, your money, your artistic vision on it. Obviously I'm sure it's rewarding for you in general to do it. You must be a fan of Chainsaw, of course.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't have done it if I wasn't.
Dude.
But yeah, and I'm personally glad to see that there's more feature-length Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan films coming out, and they're pretty good. I'm excited that that's happened.
Mhm.
I don't know if my film was a direct result of that. But
it was. It was.
I hope it was. I don't know. It was the first feature-length Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan film. So now there's a couple more. So let's hope we see more. And the last one I saw was actually pretty good.
That's nice.
I have to say. I can't remember. It was the Slaughter family. I think it was called the Slaughter Family or something like that.
Sure.
It was quite good. There was, obviously you can tell it's got some budget problems too, and it's just what you got to expect when these people make it for nothing. But you can at least see the passion that goes into it.
Absolutely. And the fact on, prior to even hearing that you did it in 9 days just blows my mind now, because when I was watching it again, I just go, it's an hour and a half. This is a full ass movie, and that's just, excuse me. It's done so well. The video production, everything about it, it does not, like, it's not screaming low budget. They were just working with, shitty cameras. Dude, it's really nice. It's very impressive.
Okay.
It honestly is, dude.
And I can't take all the credit. It wasn't my cameras. It wasn't I wasn't the sound guy. It was just, I was the director, and I had a certain vision. And I kind of got that vision a little bit across. It was really tough because the cinematographer had a great camera, but he was a little limited on like gear that to get the types of movements I wanted and all that kind of stuff. The sound guy was great though. I thought probably the best sound guy I ever worked with.
Oh, that's so cool.
The guy I worked with on my last film was pretty good too, but man, that sound guy was just meticulous on every little detail. I felt bad for him because we filmed in an area of Texas where there's like an airport here, an airport like on all four corners of the town. So it was like every time a plane went by, it's like we had to wait on sound because you just
have
that,
right.
you know.
And then game on. All right, let's hurry up.
So because of stuff like that, we had to shoot a lot of this stuff in one take. You know, it's like the actors got one take. So I'm proud of those actors, man. And you know, some people say, oh, some of the acting's a little shady here and there. I'm like, yeah, well, they had one take. You know, they pretty much had one take. If we were running ahead of schedule, maybe they got two, but you know, it was I didn't like I could hardly direct them. We didn't have time. It was just you're shooting a movie in 9 days. You just gotta go. You know, so
hey, I want to point out here real quick too. So, Steve, this is one of our first times now we're actually live on YouTube versus Facebook. So it's really cool to start to see the extra people hopping in here. So I just got to give a shout out to AKs for Days. He said he doesn't know how he even found this, but he's going through like Facebook Shorts and all of a sudden found us. So what up, dude? I hope you like the show. Yeah. Make sure you subscribe and that shit, dude. Live every Friday. We're always talking horror, movies, music. You fucking name it, dude. So. Just got to give the shout outs when we can, man. So, anyway.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, dude, I can totally feel with like you're saying by airports where I grew up in Bloomington, Minnesota. It was right next to the MSP airport. And still to this day as a kid, like the sound of a blaring airplane, it puts me to sleep, man, because that's just what I was used to. But having conversations with people, everybody finds all of a sudden you do pause for a minute and you don't even realize you do it. You just let it go. And all of a sudden, okay, back in. So it's like, yeah, especially you got that many going on there. It's you almost got to start to feel a little nervous. You're like, when's the next one coming? Okay, can we get this whole shot done before?
I know before the next one comes, and yet you don't have a choice sometimes. And it's the way she goes. But we made it. It's a little. I think the one thing it suffers from the movie was it's a little patchy. You know, you could tell that there's. You know, there should have been a little bit more on each scene, you know, and it's just I think that though was more the fact that we just had 9 days. Once my plane left from Texas, I wasn't going back. I didn't have money to go back to Texas, so you know, I didn't have a chance to go and do reshoots or anything like that. So that kind of sucks. You know, I look back and I'm like, oh, I wish we could have got some pickup shots here for this, and this and hey. You know. Dude, you do what you can.
You still pull an hour and a half. I can't believe that, man. I don't know. I mean, is that literally, almost 24 hours, each day just to get that much, footage and all that?
No, because there are labor rules and all this kind of stuff. So you have to work around them. But I as a director had longer days and the cinematographer had long days, the longest days, and they were probably in the area of 12 to 15 hour days.
Okay.
So some of the cast, so we had kids on set, stuff like that, so we had to make sure that we stayed within the labor laws of that. And so,
sure,
yeah, I mean,
fair enough.
It's gotta obey the rules the best you can. This was not
on the record
or anything, but yeah. Oh, you do the best you can. You don't want to piss anybody off. That's the way she goes.
Well, so now that's kind of interesting. Again, as me, that's not somebody who's in, filmmaking and stuff like that, is that, my assumption would have been that, if you're shooting kind of indie films, fan films, that, I didn't know it was that stringent on, labor laws and things like that. So when you decide, hey, I'm going to make this movie, what do you have to do? Do you have to register, like do you pull a permit type of thing with like how do they even know that you're out there making the movies, let alone to be adhering to those laws and standards?
Depends on where you are. We did have to have, we were supposed to have a permit. Well, actually, we did have a permit. I shouldn't say we didn't. We had a permit for the one town that we actually filmed in.
Okay, sure.
We did actually do a little bit of in-town filming, but when you're out of town, the boundaries of the town, you don't need a permit for that. So you just do it at your own risk or whatever, and you won't hear anything for it. But what ended up happening was the little bit that we were shooting in the town, which was, we spent maybe I don't know, an hour at the most filming this stuff that was in town.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was very, very tight. There wasn't much.
Sure.
And then I did all the paperwork for the permit, which was a lot, by the way. They wanted to see like car parking areas, and they
Oh,
wanted to
wow.
they wanted to make sure it was 100% going to work
Okay.
logistically, and I get that.
Sure.
But I did all that, sent it in, and then after they send me a bill for $500, I was like, "Well, we were here for like an hour, and
Yeah.
we didn't block traffic. We didn't, it was literally an hour." I was kind of pissed off that they were going to charge me $500 just for that.
Yeah.
But thankfully, my production manager, I don't know, he was like a godsend that way. Shout out to Chris Parcini
Nice.
if there's any chance he is listening or watching. But yeah, he went out and reached out to the town of Bartlett, Texas, and they got it. They removed the fee on that, and we just said we're going to put your name in the credits.
Nice.
And, special thanks to the town of Bartlett, Texas.
That's cool.
And it worked out pretty well.
Excellent.
Can't complain. It's less money I had to spend.
Right. So another one I got to ask now too is, or at least here's the first statement, is that the Leatherface looks fucking awesome, man. It's just some of these ones, all of a sudden the mask, you go, they really missed the mark. Like, I mean, you really cast the right dude. The size of him's good, but the mask was really killer. Like, how did that come about? Did you have somebody mold and sculpt that? Did you doctor up, just an existing something, or?
So we had 4 different masks. I don't know if you paid, and a lot of people missed this in the film. So I'm a very originalist when it comes to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that Leatherface wears masks to take on a personality.
Yes, right.
So the first mask I actually had made here in Canada with an SFX artist that I've worked with in the past, and she really wanted to be a part of it. So I let her make one of the masks, and she was going to base it on the character you see in the opening of the film that's entering the house. So it's implied that that's his face. So I don't know if you can make the connection. She didn't actually mold it from his face though, because he lives way in Pennsylvania or something like that. But we took a picture of his face, and she tried to make it look as much like that actor's face as possible. And the idea kind of behind it, and it's so vague in the film. Again, this is kind of where I wanted to tell more story and get more story in there and stuff like that. But he is supposed to be this bracket guy that was a real mean asshole, and we're going to have that black lady, Trish Powell. She's a local in the film, give a whole speech on, how he was an asshole and he killed somebody for trespassing on his property. So we're going to make him out to be like a killer.
Sure.
And that was going to be like an early version of the Killing Mask. So that was sort of the idea behind it, but it never really got explained in the film. There's a lot of things that we didn't get to explain in the film due to budget and all that kind of stuff. But that was the idea behind that particular mask, the first mask that he wears in the film. Then the other 3 masks were actually had life casts of the actors that he took the faces from.
Okay.
One being Josh Gurnick, who played Bob. Another one being Jordan Fortes, who played I'm forgetting the names of the characters.
That's all good, man.
Brant, when he had his face cut off on the so we had those 2, and then they had the mom and father characters in the film that were killed after their daughters were killed. And the idea with that
spoiler alert. Sorry.
Yeah, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen it, go watch the movie first. But
it's free, you guys. Go watch it.
The idea behind that last mask, though, is it's the guy's face, the father's face, and her hair.
Oh, cool.
And that the idea with that mask in particular is that this is him becoming the parental figure. So it ties into the end theme of the whole movie.
Oh, yes.
So he's now ready to become the parent, and that's, if you've seen the movie, you kind of get what the implications are of the ending. Some people still don't know what the ending means with the baby crying and all that stuff, and Maybe I'm too vague. I don't know.
No.
But you know, if you got that reference, that's what it means, and that's why he wore that particular mask. And
Wow.
yeah, there's reason that like he's taking on a personality for each mask he's wearing. Like the Bob character was a bit of a jokester. He's joking around with the boys and all that kind of stuff. So he
Mhm.
wore that to, you know, to play a joke on those boys.
Sure.
And it was kind of the ultimate joke, you know. It was, you know, so I don't know, you have to look at it kind of differently that way, but you know, a
Yeah.
little bit of foreshadowing with Branch is the character who's always taking care of his face. He loves his
Yeah,
face.
yep.
And if anything ever happens to this face,
Right? I'll kill myself.
I'll kill myself. And then so what happens is Leatherface takes off his face, puts on his face, and kills him. It's like he's seeing himself kill himself. So it's, you know, so
Oh, it's so cool. How long
I
did it
don't know
take
if
you to
everybody
write?
got that.
How long did it take
me
you to write the whole the script for
Um,
this?
Well, I mean, I started back in like I mean, I wrote a short story for it first, way back when the remake came out.
Okay.
Because you know, I like the remake, but there's certain things about it I wish they did differently. But if you really watch Sawyer Massacre, you can see some similarities, some homages I paid to the remake.
Mm-hmm.
So I wrote just a short story first, because way back when I was in my 20s, I didn't know anything about writing scripts. And I just kind of sat on that for a little while, this little short story. And then when I met my now wife, she was very interested in my writing and that kind of stuff. And she said to me, "Why don't you try to turn this movie into a script?" And you know, wrote a bunch of different versions of it. I made a short version of it called First Annual Barbecue. You can find that on YouTube as well,
Oh,
which I
really?
made here in Canada. Yeah, and you'll see the similarities, and yeah, but you can tell
Oh,
it's
I
shot
gotta
in
check that
Canada.
out. That's
You can tell
awesome.
it's shot in Canada. That's all I'll say. But and you know, it was my first film, so the acting's really bad in that, and you know the editing and the camera and the sound is all horrendous in that. But you know, you'll see the similarities at least, where
Sure.
how that script evolved into Sawyer Massacre eventually. Because I put it away after I made the first annual barbecue. I put the Texas Chainsaw Massacre away and did other stuff in the film world,
Yeah.
did other short films, and even made a feature film that had never been released, still hasn't been released. And
Still
then,
to
you
this
know, like
day?
to this day, you know, it's just
Oh,
got too many technical issues,
okay.
and maybe one day I'll release it, but just cause. But
Yeah.
you know, I've just moved on to these other films, and I just, you know, I had to do it, you
Sure.
know. You know, I had to move on basically. And for some reason the Sawyer Massacre came back. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan film idea came back to me when I was scouting a location
Oh,
for somebody back in 2019. This person just wanted me to look for a house that was an old house, and I found an old house here in Canada that I thought, oh, you know, that's the kind of house I'm looking at for Grandpa's house in my
sure.
fan film. And all of a sudden, I've got people asking me about this Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan film, and a lot of interest just seemed to generate out of that. Out of that. So I don't know. I thought to myself, maybe I need to go back to this Texas Chainsaw Massacre thing and see if
Yes.
I can actually make the full feature. And so I decided, let's just make a concept trailer. We'll use this old house in Canada, and we'll make a concept trailer. We'll make an Indiegogo campaign to see if I can raise a few bucks for it. And you know, maybe I'll even promote it as we'll film it in Texas, but we probably won't film it in Texas because we'll never
Sure.
raise enough money to film it in Texas. So, you know, in 2020, when we finally launched the campaign, I didn't think there was any chance that we're going to raise enough money to actually film the movie in Texas. But there was a couple things that I think were going for me.
Okay.
The biggest thing was, I think a lot of fans were pissed off that they're making official Texas Chainsaw Massacre films in Bulgaria now.
Okay.
And I think they got excited hearing a guy from Canada is promising to shoot his movie in Texas if he can raise
Yes.
the funds. So I started receiving messages from people from Texas or near Texas saying, "Hey man, I want to support your film. I'll get killed in the film perk if you, as long as you're shooting in Texas. I ain't going to Canada to film this."
Yeah.
Scene. Or I'm not going to support your film if you shoot in Canada, but if you go to Texas, I'm right behind you. I heard that. I got so many messages about that. And that's the reason why we shot the movie in Texas, because I had to. If I didn't, I would have been out half the money we raised at least.
Sure.
That's just a guess. So it was always more worth it for us to shoot the movie in Texas.
Oh man,
I had no idea that it was going to blow up like that, but it did. It just, I mean, it's still modest money. It's still, I think we raised somewhere around 50 grand US.
That's fucking awesome, man.
It was around there, and people raise more. The Never Hike Alone guys raise a lot more than I do. I'll tell you that. But hey, it's 50 grand for a fan film, and
sure.
Obviously that's not what you get to make the movie, because you got perks you got to fulfill, and Indiegogo takes their cut.
They take their cut, yeah.
Yeah, they take their cut. So I mean, when all is said and done, we made the movie for over 30 grand.
Okay.
So which was fine by me. I thought, hey, it's not a ton of money, but we would have made it for probably 3 grand here in Canada. So
right.
I'll take the 30 grand and make it in Texas.
Absolutely. How long did it take you for the fundraising and all that? Was that pretty quick for it to come together?
Not right away. When our first crowdfunding campaign started at the end of 2020.
Okay.
And it was more modest. I think we raised around 4 grand or maybe 3 grand US, something in that. So it was modest. And then when they took me seriously is when I cast a lot of people in Texas, and I actually got them to film stuff for the concept trailer in Texas. So I had a mix of stuff I shot in Canada and a mix of stuff we shot in Texas.
Okay.
For this concept trailer, released that in spring of 2021, and that was when people started to take notice. They saw that, hey, this was shot in Texas.
Yeah.
Or some of it was. About half of it was. About half the trailer was
shot
in Texas. And that's when it kind of started to go really well. Also, the fact that we had John Dugan in the concept trailer helped. He did the voiceover for Grandpa.
Oh, that's cool. Johnny Dugan.
Hey, it's the only thing you'll ever hear John Dugan actually speak as Grandpa in a Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That's a cool merit right there. I like cool. That. That's really cool.
I wish he could have been in our film. He gave me reasons why he couldn't be in the film. I fully respect them. He seems like a great guy. I don't know if you've ever met John Dugan before.
Yeah, I had him on the podcast. He's
that's
great,
awesome.
Man.
That's great. He is a nice guy. So I gotta give him that. I wish he could have actually played Grandpa, but at the same time, I think we cast a pretty good Grandpa in our film.
Yeah.
And he did great. So I mean, if I wasn't going to have John Dugan, Les Best did an amazing job. So shout out to Les for doing it.
He did great, job. Man. Yeah, John, one hell of a human being. When I had him on, he had quite a few beverages that night, so we started getting pretty pretty loosened up. It was great to have on. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, this podcast has just been really fun because I first started out when I was collecting TCM. I was gonna open up an actual Texas Chainsaw Massacre museum up here in Minnesota. So I was gonna be Stoney's TCM Museum in Minnesota. I went through 2 different lease agreements, and the first one I just didn't feel right on, and then the second one was right when COVID started and all that, and I really started to think about it, and I go, I'm like, how realistic is this if I commit to an actual lease I have to pay money for, and yet I have a family, I have a career. I said, and it's not going to generate any money, I said, unless I, really get into, flying in guests and doing, things. So I kind of just scrapped it for right now. Not saying I would never do it later on, but so instead, I'm like, well, I got this fucking awesome collection, that just keeps growing. I go, well, that's like production value right here. I go, I'll just do a podcast out of it, and during, before this, we used to, on all these horror groups, we would it's really based around COVID times because so many people were just at home, and it was such a good outlet for everybody to really kind of become a good community together, and just get to know everybody because you couldn't go anywhere, right?
Yeah.
And then we had all this stimulus money to buy collectibles and support in campaigns like yours and stuff. And sure, hey, let's just throw all this out there. But so we used to do all these raffle things, right? Like you'd put up an item, everybody would buy a couple of spots, and then we would do these live drawings. And this is where it really stemmed from. So it was like everybody would tune in for the drawing, but it wasn't just about that. It was like a social hour, it's like a drawing could take you 5 minutes. Well, I'd stretch them into like an hour, we'd all shoot the shit. We've been having cocktails and just talk shit. And it was so much fun. And that was where it really kind of stemmed. I go, well, let's just do that. But, not with the gambling side of it, that we were all kind of nervous to get shut down. We all had to have code names and whatever. But, fast forward to now, I've been doing it for, a couple of years, but now I've had people like you on, I've had TCM people. I mean, I've had Brett Wagner, I had Andrew Bernarski, I had like Alan Danziger. He was on, he's actually coming back on next week.
Awesome. I met Alan. Alan was at our premiere.
Dude, he's so cool, man. They're all fucking awesome people, man. Yeah. And I'm just really humbled to be able to just go from a fan and a collector to all of a sudden now chatting with these people. I mean, like the miracle of the internet. I mean, I'd never be able to, be in that type of position to talk with people like you and whatever. So it's just so cool, man. I'm just really grateful for it.
And shout out to Brett Wagner too, because Brett Wagner's in my next film.
Is he? Big swag.
The big swag, yeah. He was actually the first. Dude. He was the first person to reach out to me after the Sawyer Massacre came out, and said, "I want to be in your next film." So I'm like, "Oh, really? Okay."
Twist my arm.
Yeah, you got it. But I had to. I had already written the script for my next film, and I was like, "Oh, is there a part for him?" But I thought about it because I was on a podcast with him on Doomsday's Crypt before that, not long before that.
Shout out to John.
I heard his voice, and I'm like, "Your voice is perfect for this one role in my movie."
Oh, cool.
So yeah, he was great. So he's a part of Unseen, my next film, which is, I think, coming out this year. And Bayview Entertainment's picked it up, so they're releasing it. So I think it's coming out sometime this year. Thanks. Yeah, it's already been accepted to a festival, so that's good.
Excellent.
Many more to come, I hope.
Wow. So, God, how does that feel? Releasing it into the world, like, are you a nervous wreck? Are you just like
a little bit
optimistic? Let's just see what happens. Or I mean, do you kind of look at it and you go, "This is solid. I feel, I'm not nervous about it." Or
when the Sawyer Massacre came out, I mean, I knew that there's flaws. I mean, I look at it and I feel like it's choppy. I feel like there's some shots we needed to get that we didn't get, and all this kind of stuff. And there were certain logistical things that we just couldn't do, and that was driving me nuts. Like simple things like dude's hands being tied behind the chair. The way the chairs are, we just couldn't logistically do that. So when he's trying to, is he supposed to reach into his pocket with his hands tied? Is what he's supposed to do, and pick out the piece of glass and cut through the rope.
Sure.
We couldn't do that, so we just had him shake the ropes off and then reach into his, because logistically the way the chairs were, he couldn't reach into your pocket while his hands were tied. So it's little things like that pissed me off, that I couldn't do them the way I wanted to do. So I'm like, everybody's gonna see this problem, they're gonna see this problem, and they're gonna see this problem. I knew that there was problems going into it, and it's funny, they saw other problems that I was like, that really bothered you, but this didn't bother nobody. Not a single person has said to me, "How did that guy just shake those ropes off like that?" Not a single person, but everybody looks at those rims on that car. Everybody knocks the chainsaw not being on. It's a freaking 1956 chainsaw. Those things don't run. I mean, we did get it running, actually. We actually did get it running. I think we even got it in one shot running.
Yeah, nice.
It's a time period. What do you want? Something time period accurate or something that's working perfect? It's like, I don't know. You can't please all these people, but there's so many other things in Sawyer Massacre that are worse. There's one scene where dude's got blood all over his shirt when he's hanging from the rafter. He's got blood all over. And the next scene upstairs, No blood on his shirt
Oh
because
no.
we filmed that stuff earlier. So we were like trying to hide him in the shadows, and the editor took out all the stuff where his shirt was totally exposed.
Yeah.
But you could still tell if you're looking for it. And even
Sure.
the actor was freaking out. The actor Briley, he was like, "Man, they're all gonna see that. They're all gonna laugh at me for not having
Oh
blood on my."
no.
Nobody saw it.
Right.
Nobody saw it. Nobody.
That's
So
so
I don't
funny.
know. I never know what to expect anymore. I bet that's going to happen with Unseen too. I have in
Yeah.
my mind what I think are the flaws,
Right.
but they're going to see other stuff as flaws. It's just I don't know. It's the way she goes, and
Well,
some people are going to love it, some people are going to hate it. You can't please everybody, so I've
No,
kind of learned to just
yeah.
just be accepting of. I just hope that some people like it. At the end of the
And,
day. I hope
and
that-
that's it. And, the majority will, because most people are easygoing. But then you're gonna have those just nitpicky, crucial people.
Yeah.
Especially if you're doing chainsaw stuff, right? Oh, and just that elitist chainsaw shit. I can't stand it. But for your side of it, it's like when we live in this. We bought this old Victorian home we live in right now. It's built in like 1904. It's just big rundown piece of shit we're fixing up. But every room that we go through and I fix up, I know every little imperfection because I lived it, I breathed it, just like you did with your movie. You know every little bit. But to the normal person that walks into our renovated bathroom, they're never gonna notice it. But of course, I point it out, and the wife goes, "Why are you doing that? Stop it!" Hey, you see that right there? That's we fucked that part up. But no, that's funny. But yeah, like you said, I mean, it's like you see it through a lens, but then other people, the perspective's different. Like you say, you go, "Oh my god, I didn't even notice that." Like that bothers you. Okay, it's. That's why I believe in such collaboration with people. It's just like, I might have a vision of something and I might think I know how something's going to go, but I love input from others because there's just, it really helps to just open your mind and perspective too, where it's just like, maybe you don't take from that, but you at least go, oh, okay. I don't look at it like that, but I'm glad you do because now maybe, I do something different or maybe I don't, it's whatever.
Yeah. I mean, nobody's ever going to agree 100% no matter what, but it is good to get that feedback just so that you can, see if there is a better way to pull something off, and,
right.
I think if we had more time, I hate to say it, if we had more time on Sawyer Massacre, we could have made a much better film. I really do. It's just, there's even certain story stuff in the Sawyer Massacre that I'm like, I don't like that. I wish,
sure,
and then you think about it after, oh, this is what I should have done instead of that, and it's like that with almost everything. You just when you don't have a huge team of people like just giving input, it's just you just gotta trust your own instinct the best you can and hope it turns out good,
And
but, people seem to like Sawyer Massacre, so
I thought it was excellent, and I just
good to know.
And I just say, as a friend to a friend, quit beating yourself up on some of that small stuff, man. You made an excellent film. That was not some dog
my own
shit
worst
weird
critic.
thing, Yeah, but rightfully
critic.
so. I mean,
yeah.
And you should critique your own things too, just because that's the only way that you're going to grow, and being able to
Exactly.
accept criticism. That's really hard for a lot of people,
It is, yeah.
But at least luckily with the magic of the internet, people will let you have it, man. They'll fucking hammer you, and
If I see another bad review because of that damn truck, man, I was like, I don't get it though. I mean I do, but I don't. It's just such a small thing, but. That and the chainsaw being on. I love that chainsaw, by the way. I purposely picked that chainsaw because I thought it looked badass.
It is kick-ass.
This is a badass chainsaw. It's time period accurate. And originally, I think I'll use the same one that they used in the original, but our movie predates that chainsaw. So
sure. Yeah.
So it didn't make sense to have your movie take place in 65 and that chainsaw came out in 70, I think. When I did my research on it. So I mean I did my research at least. I went back, let's look for a 1950s chainsaw, and I found that one and I fell in love with it. And the guy was like, yeah, it works, you can get it running, if the person's gonna have to know what the hell they're doing if they can get it running. And you did get it running a bit, but not enough, I guess, you know.
they, they all got to give it up. And I was thinking, like, if you ever did like a 4K re-release of it or something, right? You could
Yeah.
CGI in the blood from the next scene up above, but just to jab at those people, CGI in some spinning rims next time on that thing, and just be like, all right, fuckers, here,
Oh
just to
man,
drive you nuts.
just to drive you nuts. Exactly right. Yeah, but you know, I like it for what it is. You know, it's part of my filmography now, and it's the first feature film I released. So
Sure, that's your
I'm
baby.
excited to release my next feature film. I'm waiting to hear from Bayview on when they're actually going to release the movie and
Sure.
release the official trailer and all this wonderful stuff. And
Oh, that's
so I can
exciting,
really start
man.
promoting that. Yeah,
I can't wait to see that. Especially
and
you got Big Brett's in it too. God, that's
Brett's in
cool.
it. Yeah, yeah, some good people in it. Mike Ferguson. I don't know if you know who Mike Ferguson is.
I don't.
He's okay. He's done a lot of indie stuff. So he's pretty well known in the indie world. So
Sure.
but yeah, I mean, and that one's kind of an homage to Black Christmas. So if you're a fan of that movie, the old Canadian classic Black
Sure.
Christmas.
Yeah.
It's kind of done in homage to it. It's that style of horror film, I guess you would say, the
Okay.
suspenseful kind of creepy type of film where you know, you got a killer that you don't know anything about, you don't see much and all that kind of
Okay.
stuff, and you're kind of wondering who the heck this person is, and a lot of POV from his point of view kind of thing. So yeah, look out for that. Unseen, it's called. I think it's coming out this year, but I can't say for sure.
Sure.
I hope it is.
Oh, dig it, man. So for everybody else that's watching too, what can you shout out like your YouTube page or you know where we can find this? You know,
Yeah, Sawyer Massacre's on Sequanda Films YouTube page.
okay.
Sequanda, in case you're wondering how to spell it, Sequanda Films.
Okay.
Sequanda Films. So go check that out. Give it a subscribe if you can.
Yeah.
Go check out the movie. It's hard to find the movie because it was flagged a couple months after we released it. So you do have to be signed in as an 18 plus.
Oh,
person.
okay.
I know that's such a pain in the ass. I know, but
Got it.
it's too bad it got flagged, and our views went down like so much.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh, I know. 2 months it went up to over 100,000 views, and you know, here we are 3 years later. It's at 160,000 views. So.
Oh no, YouTube! Come on.
I know. It said that somebody had reported it. Somebody reported it for gory content or something.
Somebody
like
was
that.
butthurt. It was probably John Dugan. He goes, "You didn't
No.
put me in his grandma, you son of a bitch."
Hey, I practically begged the guy. You know,
Yeah.
trust me. No, he had his reasons, and I respect those reasons.
Of course, absolutely.
You know, if he ever wants to tell you what those reasons are, I'll let him tell you. I'm not going to tell you, but he has perfectly good reasons for not.
Yeah.
He still helped me out with that concept trailer, so
Sure.
that was very nice of him. Of course, you know, I had to pay the guy, but you know, at the same time, it was worth it.
It's all part of the business, right?
Have John Dugan playing Grandpa in a
Yeah.
concept trailer. Hey,
Exactly.
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's worth it just for your own personal satisfaction, you know, like just
yeah, exactly.
like I like you said. I have the only time where Grandpa actually speaks, you know, throughout the TCO. You know, like that's so
Yeah.
cool, man, for him.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. John Dugan himself. You know, the original, the OG himself. Has Grandpa ever spoken any of the other?
I don't think so.
Because there was that Leatherface prequel that came out. I'm trying to remember if there was Grandpa on that. Did he speak at all?
Yeah,
I
the
can't.
2017 one. That's such an oddball one out of all of them too. I mean, you really gotta love the franchise.
It was a one-time watch for me, man. That's all I'll say.
You know, I mean, Lionsgate, you know, that it had some potential, but they really wanted to go for some shock value instead of, you know, I don't know. It's weird. It's funny though to see throughout all the fans like how everybody ranks all the movies because there's you know there's some passion for sure, and then there's some real hatred for some certain ones that come on and go. I love them all, man.
You love them all. I mean, I don't like a lot of them, but you know, at the same time, to say I hate. I mean, the only one I really truly love is the original. That's if I'm being totally honest. I want to love the remake, and I love about half the things in that remake. Like I absolutely love, but then the other stuff in that I absolutely hate. And it's hard. It's so it's so polarizing, that film.
Yeah.
Like the intro, I love the intro with the way they did John Larroquette's narration over the
Yeah.
police footage. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. The hitchhiker girl, when she was creepy as hell, you know,
Yeah.
it's just, oh my God, he's such a bad man. And you're all good. That was great. The characters, though, man, I don't know.
Yeah.
I have a hard time getting by those characters. They're so, like, Jessica Biel's really made one bad decision after another. You know,
Yeah,
it's just,
right.
there's so much. I don't want to get into it, but there's the reasons why. It was so close. It was so close for me. You know, I watched it in theater. I was there opening day.
Yeah.
And that movie came out, and I was like, and at the time, you know, I'm young. I was a young 23-year-old kid when that came out.
Sure.
And I didn't understand why it wasn't quite working for me. And I think I had to get into filmmaking to sort of see all the things that were not working. You know, it's one of those types of things, you know.
Sure.
And you know, once I learned the filmmaking process, it really put like why I love the original and why this one missed on so many levels, but hit on so many levels at the same time.
Yeah.
And I can kind of look at those things. I think, you know, I kind of start to understand what it is, you know.
Sure.
But you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's probably my second favorite. It's probably my second favorite in the whole franchise, you know. And you know, but nothing will top the original. Never.
No, it won't. And that's the part where I get so upset with, like I said, like the elitists of, like, when they just pick apart all these things. I go, you just need to just stop thinking for a second that another one's going to come out that's going to mirror that. I said that's just,
oh no,
it's a time
happen.
capsule. It's a certain time period. You'll never be able to do it again. And so just stop expecting that, and then just enjoy what's coming out. It's like, you know, we just. You know, I mean, we need a couple prerequisites, right? I mean, there needs to be a chainsaw. There needs to be a dude that's wearing faces of the fall. You know, I mean, that's kind of it from there. I wish they'd get wacky with it. I mean, I just, you know, I was always expecting we'd see like a Jason X type, you know, throw Leatherface in space or something, or, you know, or just something goofball shit. I'll still watch it. But, you know, again, it takes a lot of money to make these films, and I get that too. So it's like, you can't just purposely gonna go, I'm just gonna make something fucking goofy, but. You know.
I'm interested to see what they're going to do next. Who was it A24 got the rights to it?
I don't think it's been fully.
Or it hasn't been fully.
Yeah, I think it's still in the
bidding. About that.
Yeah, so A24 seems to be the top contender for, which I think would probably be a good move there.
Could be.
You know, I mean, of course, everybody else has got their other things. What if Rob Zombie did? I go, it's not going to happen. It would be a pretty good gory one, but, you know, if we don't have to see Sherry again, and, you know, she doesn't need to come into the chainsaw realm, you know, whatever, but. I like, at least there's interest in it, because, you know, if you're going to acquire the rights, you've got plans. You know, it's not just going to sit dormant. You know, I mean, you know,
I hope so.
Right. I mean, it's like, you know,
case,
I mean, you know, Friday the 13th, you know, Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, we haven't seen those in a long time, you know. And,
I know.
You know, I mean, there's tons of fans there. You know, at least Halloween's been, you know, they've been pumping them out, whether they were good or not. Again, it's a new movie. I don't care, you know.
Yeah. You know, you're never going to be as pleased as you were with the originals. You know, I mean, it's, you know, I'm excited to hear. I'll be excited when a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre film is announced. And, you know, and I'm going to try to be as on board with whatever idea they got. Sometimes they tell you what the idea is ahead of time, and you're like, really?
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm like, okay, I'm still going to be there opening day, though. And, you know. But sometimes I tell myself maybe I shouldn't be. Well, maybe I should watch the trailer first, you know, because that, I don't know, that happened with Texas Chainsaw 3D. And I watched the trailer. I remember not liking that trailer at all. And then I went into the movie thinking it can't be as bad as that trailer, and I don't know.
Those trailers can really give you a bias, you know, before you go in. And
but they should, because you know what, I actually kind of liked the red. It was a Red Band trailer for Leatherface. I thought, okay, this looks like it could actually be good. You could see there was gore in it. It was a Red Band trailer, obviously, and there wasn't really a lot of story given away. It was more of a teaser, but it felt creepy. I just remember there was like a weird tune playing in the background, just felt kind of that visceral feel to it, and I thought this could actually be a good movie.
Sure.
But then luckily they released another trailer after that did kind of make it look not my cup of tea, but you know, I still saw it anyways. At least I didn't have to go to the theater to watch that one. It was on like a website or something. I can't remember what it was on, like DirecTV, I think it was on.
Okay.
Remember that? Yeah, the 2017 one. It didn't go to theaters, that one. Neither did the last one.
Right. Yeah. No, it was weird. A lot of those Lionsgate films, they kind of seem to do that too, don't they? Like, they just don't get a full release, but I don't
nowadays.
know.
I think you know, with COVID and everything, right? You see less and less with some of these movies, because even though that Netflix one that was the last one in 22, when they were first announced it, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the first announcement was Leatherface is going back to theaters, back to the big screen, right?
Okay.
And you know, ultimately he didn't. You know, he went to Netflix. You know, so it was kind of like, well, didn't they promise that it's going back to the big screen? Well, then Netflix bought it. So
yeah, I wonder if it was a money deal. You know, it was like, well, shit, this is a lot better up front, just a guaranteed payout instead of the nail biter at the box office. How's this gonna do? And maybe again, COVID probably played maybe that could have swung their
a little bit, because I think it was announced before COVID. If I remember,
okay, sure,
I think so. Yeah, I think it was 2019. I think so.
yeah. You talk about, like, just of the unexpected things that could all of a sudden blow up and be like, oh, big production. All of a sudden, oh, nobody can actually go to a movie theater right now. They closed them all.
Yeah.
Shit. But
what even that do, right?
That was supposed to be a trilogy too when they talked about it. Or at least the rumors were that they signed it for 3 films, and they obviously scrapped that. But
I think Lionsgate distributed, but Millennium originally signed a 7-film deal.
Whoa.
For the Texas Chainsaw 3D Leatherface, and they made Leatherface only because Texas Chainsaw 3D made a little bit of it wasn't much of a profit, but it made a little bit of a profit in the theaters. But I guess Leatherface really didn't make a profit. So yeah, I mean, and they shot it in Bulgaria. I honestly think the Bulgaria thing pissed a lot of people off.
I bet it did.
I don't think I would have raised some money for my film had I honestly think that might have been a thing. They were so happy that I was filming in Texas, and not Bulgaria. So
yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I think. I could be wrong, but I kept hearing that a lot of fans were like so mad that they were filming in Bulgaria. So not even in the U.S. But I know why. I mean, labor's cheaper there and everything like that. Blah blah blah. You look at the credits on all these films, all these weird Bulgarian names for like all the crew, and so I get it, but I don't know. It's called Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It should be filmed in Texas.
That's true.
At least some of it needs to be. At least some of it needs to be filmed in Texas.
100%.
Yeah.
So I got one other question for you, definitely, before we wrap this up or anything. Is that when you put this out or anything, was there any concern? Have you had any issues with the legality of, Vortex? I mean, we've seen the way that they've gone after the gas station even. I mean, even myself personally, I've got a cease and desist order for one of my merchandise shirts that my 11-year-old daughter drew. It doesn't even say Texas Chainsaw on it, and I got, stuff for there. How are you even able to kind of put that out there? Or is it just like wording? There's nothing ever that says Leatherface. There's nothing that says it, how does that?
It was definitely a concern when I first started doing it. And the recommendation I got from a friend of mine who's an entertainment lawyer, was to reach out to whoever owns the rights, which was Kim Henkel, Vortex. And I think Kim Henkel I couldn't find an email for him, but I found his son is actually running things. I can't remember his name, but I emailed him, so that you at least make an email saying you're not making any money off of this thing. It's not going to be monetized, and just asking if it's okay. If you don't hear anything, or if you get a yes, go for it. If you get a no, that you're not, that they don't want you to touch it, don't do it. But even still, after we made the movie and we're about to release it on YouTube, I guess my again, our production manager, Chris Parcini, said that he's in touch with somebody from Vortex. It wasn't Kim Henkel's son, but it was somebody that was running some things,
Okay.
and they were talking about sending me a cease and desist still at that point. And I don't know whatever happened to it because I never got it. And maybe they're the ones that flagged it for all I know. How I
Sure.
have no idea. I
Sure.
have no, but it's not been removed from YouTube or anything. So, but you also have to put a disclaimer at the beginning of your movie, and that makes sense.
Okay.
I know a Halloween film got in a lot of trouble for that.
Really? Okay.
I heard that anyways. I heard it from somebody in the horror world that there was a Halloween fan film, and there's so many Halloween fan films, but one of them in particular got I don't know if they got sued or if they I don't know. There was something going on where I think they must have made some money off of it. I don't know.
Okay. So is
So-
that something then going into it that when you uploaded it to YouTube, you were able to like make a, check a box to say, do not monetize this regardless of,
Yes.
okay.
Yes, there's
So
a
that's a huge part of
monetization
it.
box. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
And you know what? I know some of these fan films still are monetized on
Sure.
YouTube. Because if you watch it and there's commercials, it's monetized. If you get ads
Uh-huh.
through it, it's monetized.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
I've watched a couple fan films that were like, there's an ad here. That must mean this is monetized. You could get in trouble for that.
Yeah.
Do they care? Like we're talking pennies here at this
Sure.
point. Is a big studio going to spend all this time to sue somebody for maybe hundreds of dollars at the most,
Yeah.
get their lawyers after them, pay all these legal fees for hundreds and hundreds of dollars
Yeah.
that people like me probably not. But so I'm guessing that whatever happened with that Halloween fan film must have been beyond that.
Sure.
I don't know, but I don't know the details, but I know, or maybe they got shut down. Maybe they got shut down during production or something like that. I
Okay.
don't really know. Surprised I didn't get. I could have seen that coming for me. I
Yeah.
was right in Texas.
Well,
I
yeah,
was
you're right in the heartland down there.
right in the heart of Texas. I never heard back from Kim Henkel's son. I never
Sure.
heard back. I just kind of assumed it was a yes. I was not hearing
Yeah.
anything from anything saying don't make this movie.
Right.
And I was promoting it. We're shooting it right in Texas, so nothing happened. No, I didn't get anybody coming with a cease and desist letter while we're filming it at any point. So I guess they didn't care enough. But
And hey, and if anything, if something did happen, you can at least have the proof. Well, I tried to reach out. You didn't just
oh
blatantly,
yeah,
whatever. So
yeah.
fuck it.
I
Oh,
still
well-
got the email, and I got the email that predates the filming of the movie. That's for sure. So
Yeah, it's all water under the bridge now. Screw it.
at this
It's
point,
out. It's for everybody to watch. And
Yeah.
fucking-
If they did make me remove it now, I probably wouldn't care at this point
Yeah.
because it's not getting a ton of views these days because it was flagged. And I kind of wish it didn't get flagged, and I guess I could just re-upload it, but I gotta move on, man. It's
Yeah.
got 160,000 views. I'm happy with that.
Sure.
It's not all about getting a million views like a lot of people want. I think it definitely would have got a million views.
Sure.
easily.
Well, the way that was going.
The way it was going, I had 2 months, it was over 100,000
Yeah.
views. So, yeah, it was going to make a million views.
Have you ever
but,
like fucked with Rumble at all?
I
thinking about
haven't. I
posting
keep
on there?
hearing stuff about all these different platforms, but I haven't yet. I
Yeah.
probably should. I probably should check out all these different platforms. 'Cause-
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah,
know
is it
there's a
pretty
million
good?
of them out there, but I put mine up on Rumble too because it really is like the only real rival to YouTube, and the
Okay.
claim to fame there is the lack of all these community standards and strict,
Oh, okay.
just things that they'll flag you and shadow ban you or shut you down for, so that's why you see like some of like the more, I guess, controversial podcasts, like more, I guess
Yeah.
more like politically controversial, right? Or something like that where,
Yeah,
they
okay.
just, it's more of a freedom type of a platform. And it looks just like YouTube. I mean, it's just a different
yeah?
paint
Does
job
it?
on it. So, but yeah, I'm
I'll have to
dabbling with
check
that
it out.
too. It's
Yeah.
interesting, but I don't know. I just think, you're an artist, you made a piece of art, and for that to be kind of throttled and, and cut off from just people that would generally enjoy finding that, stumbling across it, that sucks, so maybe,
you know what? It is what it is. I think, for all I know, it wasn't the people that own the rights. It probably wasn't. I mean, I had a lot of people. I didn't make a lot of friends during that time. A lot of people were kind of, I don't know. No, it's true though. I mean, the indie film world can be pretty nasty, and
sure.
There was several people that I, had met in that world, and things didn't end well. I'm not going to mention any names or anything, but there was more than a few though. So I mean, it's probably one of those people, and
Yeah.
that's okay. If they really felt it that necessary, they really hated me that much that they had to flag my film. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
I let stuff go. At the end of the day, you have to let stuff go. Not everybody's going to like you.
Yeah.
Not everybody's, some people are going to call you a con artist for making a fan film, taking people's money on Indiegogo for making a fan film.
Yeah.
Whatever, man. It's a film.
That's the Canada in you, though. Being a northerner myself, we're a little easier going, and just hey,
yeah, oh yeah, man. Have you heard our Canadian national anthem?
Yeah.
Not the one you probably think, but we have another Canadian national anthem. It's called "Out for a Rip." I should share you the video.
Please do.
It's so Canadian. It's
awesome.
But it's awesome, and you could probably relate to it since you're from Minnesota, because it's pretty much that general area of Canada, anyways. Like the mid, yeah. I'll share that with you. You'll love it.
Absolutely, excellent. Well, Steve, I think we should wrap it up here, man. This has been a beautiful show. I'm so glad you popped on, man. When your next one comes out, I would absolutely love it if you come back.
I love that, man. It's been great. If you're a fan of other 70s classics like Black Christmas, you'll probably like Unseen. You'll probably like it because it's very much an homage to that movie, just not set at Christmas time.
Awesome. Well, everybody, again, watching, make sure you check out his YouTube channel, subscribe there, follow you. You on all the social medias and stuff, or are you just kind of a Facebook guy, or what?
I'm on Instagram too. I have several different Instagrams, but I'm on my next movie account right now, which is _unseen.movie is what it is. That's where you can find me the most. There's one for the Sawyer Massacre too. Can't remember what the handle is for that. I think it's like Massacre at Sawyer, something like that. I don't know. Just search the Sawyer Massacre. You'll find it on there too. Yeah, you'll find all that stuff on Instagram. I don't use it a lot, but I do go on there.
Sure.
Whenever I can. I'm even on Twitter, but I like never use Twitter, or X as it's called now these days.
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
It's just too much.
Yeah. It can be too much. When you're in the middle of an Indiegogo campaign, it's really exhausting.
Absolutely.
Glad I'm not trying to raise money right now.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Well, again, thank you for everything you did, man. I really appreciate it. I'm excited to see what you got in the future. And this is it, brother. So you have yourself a good weekend, man. And thanks again for everything.
All right. Thanks for having me.
All right. See you, everybody.
All right. See you guys.
In the vast expanse where the cosmos sighs, drifts an ancient tale as old as the skies. A figure from stories now mythified, Spaace Corpse goes orbiting by. He once roamed planets, far and wide, but now he floats where the starships fly. No more breath in his chest, yet can't be denied the Spaace Cadet who died. Oh, Spaace Corpse, in the void you glide, a spectral waltz in the galaxy's tide, floating free like a cosmic guide. Spaace Corpse goes orbiting by. Galaxies turn while he haunts with pride. No anchor to worlds, just space to bide. Gliding through stardust, no need to hide. This wanderer who never cried. In weightless silence where time collides. He drifts in dreams so amplified, mysterious tales on mystic rides. Space Corps haunt so dignified. Oh, oh, Space Corps, in the void you glide, a spectral waltz in the galaxy's tide, floating free like a cosmic guide. Space Corps goes orbiting by. Galaxies turn while he haunts with pride, a spectral waltz in the galaxy's tide, floating free like a cosmic guide. Space Corps goes orbiting by.